I'm sitting down with Apprenda Global Client CTO, Matt Ammerman, and Kismatic VP of Technology Strategy, Joseph Jacks. Apprenda just announced that it's integrating Google's Kubernetes orchestration system for containers into its architecture. And Kismatic is a major player in the Kubernetes community. Matt, so can you explain why is Apprenda backing Kubernetes?
Yeah, absolutely. So as with most things that we do at Apprenda from the product level and from the product standpoint, this can be traced right back to our customers. While they're working with Apprenda on the modernization of existing applications, the consolidation of infrastructure, and those usual use cases that we focus on, part of their strategy is cloud native applications. How do we forge the way for future app dev?
Would you just maybe explain what kind of drew you guys to Kubernetes in the first place?
Totally. So Kismatic was founded in late 2014, shortly after Kubernetes was launched as a project. Our team had been involved in container orchestration, container clustering technology for some time previous to that. Our CEO has been involved in the container world since Solaris Zones.
Patrick Riley?
Patrick Riley, right, for many years going back. And so we really saw with the rise of Docker, with the rise of just, industry interest and acceptance of Linux containers as a technology. Obviously applications are packaged in containers, and there's lots of complexities when you start moving into production related to load balancing and service discovery and just real distributed systems problems. So when we saw Google actually decide to invest in this area and actually create a system and open source a system that solved some of these distributed systems problems, we found that was really compelling. Because if you look at Google from first principles, sort of the track record, not all, but really the majority of the major distributed systems projects that have really made an impact in the software development world have kind of come out of Google. Just kind of really a confluence of things that made us really excited about Kubernetes as a project right when it was launched in mid 2014. So as you point out, this is a very new project, but we're just under 2 years into it, so 20 months as of now. So we really saw Kubernetes as something that, as Matt said early on, would grow into sort of a standard for managing distributed systems in containers, cloud native orchestrated applications, and that Kubernetes would really be that system to back. And so we felt that the community would evolve, that the ecosystem would evolve, and we've been really honored to play a part in growing that community and that ecosystem. And so there's things like CoopCon that exists now, which is the Kubernetes community conference dedicated to Kubernetes. And so we're obviously really excited to have Apprenda excited about the project as well.
Maybe you could outline briefly just how is Apprenda going to be part of this big community that JJ has just described?
Yeah, we're going to do everything you would expect us to do as a software vendor that is utilizing Kubernetes as part of our technology stack. A lot of the things that JJ just mentioned, but all the way down to local community meetups, those types of events, we're going to have a presence there. We actually already do have a presence at many of them, all the way up to contributing to the Kubernetes project itself.
It seems like this is going to take a lot of work. Could you tell us kind of what the timeline looks like a little bit?
I can start by saying that everything's already in motion. So from a timeline perspective, things are already well on their way. What we're going to do, our approach is really, and this is kind of what you do with large projects like this anyway, is we're going to take an iterative approach to this. And so our next couple major releases of Apprenda are going to start to lay the groundwork and incorporate more of what we need to do from an architectural perspective to weave Kubernetes into our existing platform technology.
You guys can check out more on apprenda.com or kismatic.com. But thank you guys for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for having us.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks.